Okay, hi everybody. About 5 minutes before we get started, going to let some of the others get on board here. Hopefully you can see the screen clearly and you can hear me clearly. If you could just type OK into the chat box window. I think you've got a Q&A button at the top of your screen. Hopefully you have. So if you just type in there that you can hear me and see the screen clearly, that would be very helpful. And I hope you've all brought scripts, because I want to make this as interactive as possible and not just be me talking to myself. So get your scripts ready and feel free. In fact, I'd encourage you to take part. There are no wrong answers in this, really. We just want to discuss basically what's working for some of you in getting your calls returned from voicemail. Voicemail is a big issue nowadays, and unfortunately it's something that we have to deal more and more with. So hopefully we can make this a very useful session where we can learn from each other. Anyway, if you could just type in OK, if you can hear me clearly and see the screen, that would be wonderful. Thanks. Hey, looks like everything's working. Good stuff. In that case, we'll get started in 2 minutes. Thank you. Okay, hi everybody. Gary Coleshill here. Thank you for all attending. Firstly, a little bit of housekeeping. Basically, if anything happens and goes wrong and you can't see the screen, or if you can't hear me for any extended length of time, let me know via the chat box. The rules are, there are no rules really. I want you all to participate as much as possible. Type in any questions, any comments you have. Be happy to try and answer them, and let's discuss some stuff. And if it doesn't get too chaotic, I might try and unmute you all, as long as you don't all try and talk at once, later on, so we can have a proper discussion. Now, we're going to be talking about, obviously, about voicemail. Voicemail is a major problem today, a major challenge. Virtually every time we make a phone call, we end up in voicemail. I think you'll all agree with that, and it's a pain in the butt. It's very hard to get around. Leaving messages doesn't guarantee you a call back at all. The old way of just leaving your name, your number, and your company, no chance. They're just not going to call you. You've really got to grab their interest with something really that gets their attention, makes you stand out from the competition. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. Hopefully you've got some scripts that you don't mind sharing with us, and we can all kind of benefit from each other. So let's kind of get started with this. Oh, my screen just disappeared. Hopefully it didn't disappear for you. Let me just double check that. No, it looks okay now. Anyway, most of you have known me already and been on the webinars and may have taken some of my training, so you're probably familiar with what I think about voicemail. In my mind, to my mind, and there are no right or wrong ways to do this. Whatever works is, whatever gets you results is the right way to do this. I am of the opinion that there's three major ways to get your calls returned. And as I say, those of you who know me know these things already, so bear with me. But I think there are three reasons that prospects do call you back, basically. Maybe there's more. But firstly, there's curiosity. You leave a voicemail that really piques their interest, intrigues them, makes them curious enough just to call you back. That's number one. Number two is greed. That's a popular one, and it's very effective, actually, when it's used correctly. You offer them something they want. You offer them something for nothing that they value, that may not have much value to you, but has value to them. Therefore, they'll call you back. As you know, I've quoted in the past the timeshare industry. Those guys are masters at it. They'll leave you a message offering you a free weekend in Vegas or Sedona or something, or a free steak and lobster dinner for two if you go on the dreaded timeshare presentation. And very few people are actually really want to go on a timeshare presentation, but they get these tours and presentations packed all the time by using greed. So don't underestimate that. The third one is pretty obvious, but it's equally powerful. It's familiarity. If they know you, like you, and trust you already, then they're likely to call you back out of courtesy. If you take the next level with a good referral, and they know, like, and trust the person that referred you to them, again, they will call you back. So they're the three basic reasons, I think. If anybody has any others that they think, maybe guilt's one. Maybe you can guilt people into calling you back. I don't know. But anyway, any ideas you have on that, share them. Love to hear them. I'm going to give you an example here, firstly, of my favorite voicemail script, which is a curiosity script. And sorry, I don't think I can raise the volume on this, unfortunately. It's a curiosity script, and I'm sure you've heard it before, but from me. But anyway, I'm going to give it to you again here. So let's just change the screen, and let's see if I can do that. Yep, here we go. Now, this is always given in a monotone voice, basically so you don't give too much away. Obviously, it's to make them curious to call you back. So it starts off with, "Hi, it's Gary Coleshill. I was hoping to catch you in your office for just a minute or two. I'll be in my office today until 4 p.m. and tomorrow from 11 a.m. till 3 p.m. I have a question that," and here you pause, "well," you pause again, "only you can answer. My number is Then you give out your cell phone, because you've really got to pick up when they call back. 480-607-0294. Thank you. So that's the voicemail script that I get the best results with. Who else has a particular favorite voicemail script that they want to share? Just type it into the box and I'll read it out. So what you got? Nothing yet. Well, while we're waiting, let's go through some of the scripts that I've been sent over today. I did ask you actually all to send me over some scripts, and yeah, a few of you did, so I appreciate that. So I want to go through those quickly, and then hopefully we can get a discussion started. You can get your scripts, you can share your scripts with the others on the call, and we can learn some stuff. Now firstly, let's see what I've got here. I actually had George, and George is with Aflac, but I don't think he's on the call. George went to a lot of trouble here to printing out a load of scripts, and I don't see him. Maybe he's late or something. But anyway, let's just run through these. There's a few, so this is going to take a few minutes. And I thought they were pretty good, actually. So, you know, whether they work or not, I don't know. You have to try them and see. So, let's see what he's got here. I don't know where he got these from, or if he wrote them himself, or took them off the internet. But anyway, there's a note on the first one. Sample voicemail message 1. The best voicemail message you can leave is one with a specific purpose that addresses the needs of your prospect or client and offers them a solution that is worth them taking the time to call you back to learn more about it. Makes sense? Good. Here's a classic template. Adjust it and adapt it to fit your product or service. In this and all examples, leave your phone number slowly. All right, makes sense. So this is the first script that George sent over. Hi. Space, obviously, Mr. Prospect. This is Gary with XYZ Company. I'm calling about your new office that's opening in Houston next month, and I wanted to provide you with some ideas that may help with your networking issues. We work with a lot of companies in that area, and I think you'll find it useful if we talk. You can reach me by calling 888-894-2929. That's my number, actually. That number again is area code 888-894-2929, and ask for Gary. I look forward to speaking with you, and thanks in advance for returning my call. That's not bad. I mean, that's actually, that might work. Any thoughts on that at all? Any comments you'd like to make? Quite a bunch for an interactive mastermind session, but okay. Let's continue. Now let's go to the second one that George sent over here. I don't know where he got these from, but they're actually pretty good. Maybe he wrote, I don't know. Sample voicemail message 2. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Jones. This is Gary with XYZ Company. You and I haven't spoken yet, but I've been doing research on your company, and I think you're a great fit for our product or service. We can provide you with, and here you give a brief list of 1 or 2 benefits, and I know you'll be happy if we spend just a couple of minutes discussing how this can help you. When you get this message, please call me back at 888-894-2929. That number again is 888-894-2929, and ask for Gary. I look forward to speaking with you, and I guarantee you'll be glad you returned this call. Okay? And there's more. Just check the chat box there. Well, Bob likes it. That's good. Thank you, Bob. He's got some feedback there. Sample voicemail message number 3. As I say, I take no responsibility for these scripts, they're not mine. But I'm happy to give George credit for them. Anyway, let's go on with George's scripts. It's a shame he's not on here, though. Okay. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Jones. This is Gary with XYZ Company. Briefly, Mr. Jones, I guess, because there's space there. I need to speak with you about how you're handling your sales tracking or your kind of product or fulfillment, in brackets there, because I have something that can, and in brackets, in parenthesis, solve your unique problem. Our clients include, and here you list some companies they're familiar with, and I know this would work for you as well. Believe me, it will be more than worth your 5-minute call to find out why. Do me a favor when you get this message and call me back at 800-222-0568. That number again is area code 894. I forgot what my number is now. 894-2929. There you go. And ask for Gary. I look forward to speaking with you, and I guarantee you'll be glad you return this call. I actually quite like that. I think that's pretty good. So I'm going to repeat that one, and I'm going to take a little script that Jamie's just sent over. Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate it. Now, George's third script, which I think is the best one so far out of these three that he sent over. Hi, Mr. Jones. This is Gary with XYZ Company. Briefly, Mr. Jones, I need to speak with you about how you're handling your sales tracking. That could be how you're handling whatever product or service you're selling, obviously, or your kind of product or fulfillment. Because I have something that can, and there you insert their unique problem. It can solve your problem, whatever it is. Our clients include, and here you list some companies they're familiar with that you've worked with, and I know this would work for you as well. Believe me, it'd be worth a 5-minute phone call to find out why. Give me a call, 888-894-2929. Repeat it again. I look forward to speaking with you, and I guarantee you'll be glad you return this call. I actually think that's pretty good. That may well get you results. So I will, hopefully this recording will come out okay, and I can share it with you at the end afterwards. Now let's move on to Jamie, who's very kindly sent over something that he says here. And Jamie's script is, hello, this is so-and-so from XYZ Company. I was hoping to speak with you in regards to a few of your clients. I can be reached at 111-1111, etc. Yeah, that's good, Jamie. That's an interesting way of doing it, piquing their interest with regards to their clients. I like that. Have you used that, or do you just, or have you had any success with it at all? Let me know. Well, oh yes, you have. Okay, and it worked for you. Good. Oh, okay. In that case, I think that we should make a note of that and read it out again so people can jot it down. Now, this is Jamie's script again. Jamie's said he's had some success with it, so give it a try. Why not? What you got to lose? Hello, this is so-and-so from XYZ Company. I was hoping to speak with you in regards to a few of your clients. I can be reached at, then just leave your telephone number. Thank you very much, Jamie. That's good. Now, let's move on with the rather prolific George here. And another one from George. I'll have to speak to him and ask him where he got these. The next two examples of voicemails left for prospects or clients that you're getting back to. Okay, this is a follow-up voicemail. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Jones. This is Gary getting back with you at XYZ Company, I guess, our company. I'm looking forward to speaking with you because we just, and here you give an update because you have a new special, new product update. You've added a new client they know about, etc. And I know that based on, and here you insert their specific need you uncovered during the last call, this is going to make it even easier for you. And here you put in the benefit that you both discussed. I'm excited to share this with you. Do me a favor, when you get this message, give me a call back, 888-894-2929. Again, that number is 888-894-2929. Look forward to speaking with you. Yeah, that's pretty good as a follow-up voicemail. I think we're more interested though, really, in the initial voicemail that gets them to call you back. But I think that's effective. The next one for follow-up that he sent over is, Hi, Mr. Jones. This is Gary getting back to you about, and here you insert demo, quote, etc. briefly, I've been doing some more research on how we may be able to save you even more, or make you even more, whatever your product or service can do for them, especially in regards to your. And he lists a specific need they told you about during the initial call, and I'm excited to share that or discuss that with you. I'll be in the office the rest of the day, so do me a favor, give me a call back at 888-894-2929, then it's a rinse and repeat again. Okay, that's good. Let's just check. Bill's got a comment on here as well. Let's just go to that. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate you sending that over. And he's put, how about this? How about this so-and-so from XYZ company, and my phone number is. It makes quicker for them to go back and listen to it, so they don't have to. Let me scroll down here. They don't have to listen to the whole message again, especially if you're leaving at the end, which you should be. But it should be the second time you leave your number. Just go back over that again. I didn't quite follow that. Maybe we didn't read that out right. Okay, Bill said, how about this? So-and-so from XYZ, and my phone number is. It makes them quicker for you to go back and listen to it, so they don't have to listen through the whole message again. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. I actually, Bill, I've actually messed around before, experimented before with leaving my name and number, but not my company, right up at the beginning of the message, and then cutting the message off. So, hi, this is Gary Coleshill, 888-894-2929. I wanted to discuss with you and there you got cut off, you see. So they think, geez, what do you want to discuss? And they call you back. That does work, but again, it's a bit of a you're on a little bit of thin ice because some people get ticked off if you get too tricky. So anyway, let's move on here. And thank you, Jamie and Bob for and Bill for the feedback there. Appreciate it. Now, let's move on with the Prolific George. He's got loads of these things. Let's see. Be all night, I think. Anyway, sample voicemail message again. Hi, this is Gary. Hi, Mr. Jones. This is Gary. I'm sorry I messed that up. Hi, Mr. Jones. This is Gary again with XYZ Company. For some reason, we haven't been able to connect since I sent you your demo, your proposal, etc. And believe me, I've been in sales long enough to know what that probably means. I'm assuming you've either found another solution or this has been put on the back burner for now. Either way, that's fine, but do me a favor. So I'm not bothering you anymore. Could you please give me a quick call and just give me an update so I know what direction you're moving in? If I'm not available, just leave me a voicemail. Again, either way, it'll be good to know what's going on. Thanks in advance. I look forward to your call. You can reach me at blah, 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 blah. I think that's pretty good, actually, because we've all had that where we've left messages and people just don't call us back at all. Anti-dodgers. They go in there and always say they into the witness protection program. You talk to them, they're all enthusiastic, and then suddenly they're like dodging you all the time. So, yeah, that's pretty good. I'm going to read that one out again because I think that's good. I think you should make a note of it. As I say, I'm hoping the recording will come out, but we can't rely on these things. I'm not the techiest guy on the planet, so for now I jot it down. Hi, Mr. Jones. This is Gary again with XYZ Company. For some reason, we haven't been able to connect since I sent you your demo, proposal, etc. And believe me, I've been in sales long enough to know what that probably means. Yeah, we all know what that probably means, don't we? I'm assuming you've either found another solution or this has been put on the back burner for now. Either way, that's fine. Do me a favor, though, so I'm not bothering you anymore. Could you please give me a quick call and just give me an update so I know what direction you're moving in? If I'm not available, just leave me a voicemail. Again, either way, it'd be good to know what's going on. Thanks in advance. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think we should all use that. Okay. Now, let's see. Any more comments here? Yeah. Hang on a sec. This is a tricky little window to open. Bill says, let's face it, people are lazy. If you're only leaving at the end, of the message, your name and number at the end is getting erased and they don't want to listen to the whole thing. Well, that's true, and that's a good point, Bill, that you raised there. I think it's not a bad idea to leave your message at the front and at the end, because you're right, people are impatient and they're a bit lazy. So anyway, let's move on. And Bob says thumbs up on the last one. You like that one then, Bob? You thought it was good? I think that was pretty good. I think we should use that. Right, now, another one. This is the last one from George, which is a shame because I think George's are pretty good. I have to say, I have to find out where he got them from. Sample voicemail. Hi, Miss Jones. This is Gary again. Gary again with XYZ Company. I'm sorry we haven't been able to get back together on this. If you're like me, I'm sure you're being pulled in many different directions and are real busy. Do me a favor though. When you get this message, just call me back and leave me a voicemail with what you've decided to do about, in brackets, your proposal, your demo, your quote. If you're still interested, that's great. But even if you decided to move forward with it, that's fine as well. Either way, it would be nice for me to know. Thanks in advance, blah, 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 the usual. So there you have it. That's George's scripts. Thank you, George. I'll give you a round of applause, but you're not here. So that's too bad. But anyway, they're pretty good. So let's see what else we got. Any more questions? Anybody would like to share before I move forward with some more? And can you all still see the screen? Because mine's gone a bit weird, but it doesn't mean yours has, I guess. Just a quick check here to make sure we're all still on the same page. Everything okay? For at least a couple of you could just type in if you can still hear me and see the screen, that'd be brilliant, and we'll continue. I've only got a couple more here, so I think you're going to have to get creative now. Oh, the screen's gone blank, really? Let's have a look. Let's see. Is it okay now? Been blank the whole time, really? Oh, it is okay now. Good, all right. Okay, let's go back on that. And the last thing you should have seen was the ultimate voicemail script. Did you all get that? Leave that up for a few minutes if you want to write it down. Didn't all get that? Okay. I'll leave it up for a little while. Anyway, let's move on here and see what we've got next. Now, I've got one that Bob sent over. Bob's with Primerica. Hey, Bob. Yeah, I know you've been on my train before. How are you doing? Appreciate you sending over a script. And Bob leaves a voicemail, which I guess is for referrals. And basically it's, hi, my name is blank. So, hi, my name is Gary. I got your number from Fred Jones, whoever your referee is. I was hoping to pop by for a short visit, introduce myself, leave you with my business card and some material on what I do. If in the future you may need my services or you may know someone that could benefit from my services, you'll feel more comfortable calling or referring me, given that we've already met. Yeah, that's okay, Bob, I think, but it doesn't really give them a call to action. You may want to kind of give them a reason, maybe give them a freebie if they call you back, perhaps, or something. I don't know. But anyway, I appreciate you sending that over. Thank you. Now, let's see what else. Sandy sent this over, and the voicemail script is for reaching out to prospects interested in software development. Hi, my name is Sandy, and the reason for my call was to have discussion with you on the front-end programmer you were looking for at your company. I would appreciate it if you give me a call back. The number I can be reached at is, again, 888-894-2929. Looking forward to connect. Bye. Now, I don't know. Is that because, is Sandy on here? I think Sandy is. Is that because you're calling off of looking for software business and calling at job ads? Is Sandy on here? Let's see. Yeah. Sandy, if you're around, yeah, what is the purpose behind that? That's what I thought when I first read it, that maybe you're prospecting through job ads and you're phoning up because maybe it's less expensive for them to outsource the programming than it is for them to hire someone. Was that the thought on that? Give me if you're on here and you can type in kind of an explanation for that, that would be very helpful. I can't see the screen. We seem to be having trouble with the screen here, don't we? Okay. Well, at least you can hear me, I guess. Oh yeah, okay, Sandy. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah, in that case, that's pretty clever. Because I think that's quite a good idea actually, because it makes sense. I mean, if they're going to be paying out to employ someone, then maybe they might be tempted to outsource, I guess. Okay, all right, fair enough. Now let's see, do we have any more? Because I've kind of run out here, so I need you to get a little bit. Some of you guys to get creative. Okay, well, we've gone for about half an hour so far, but I'm sure we could pull some more scripts out. Jamie just put one in. Good job, Jamie. Let's see what it is. Look above. Okay. Oh, okay. I must have missed that. Apologise. Now, Jamie said, hi, this is one I presume you mean Jamie. Hi, this is Jamie with XYZ Company. My number is 888-894-2929. If you're like me, you don't call back people that you don't know. Well, I just lost that. I'm sorry. Let's go back and see if I can find that again. Oh, okay, gotcha. Hi, this is Jamie with XYZ Company. My number is 888-894-2929. If you're like me, you don't call back people that you don't know. Well, you're going to want to make an exception on this one. Okay? No, that's good wording. You might want to give them a reason why. What do you actually do, Jamie? What's your product and service? Payment processing. Okay. All right. I heard someone actually did credit card processing. It was a little bit deceptive, but I thought it was kind of funny actually. I'm not sure if it's really ethical, but I know some guy that used to leave messages that say would call up and leave messages, and he'd say it's Fred Smith calling regarding your American Express account. Call me and stuff like that. But I don't really know that because he did do American Express processing, but I think that's kind of pushing it a little bit. I mean, it's bordering on dishonest. Pretty funny. I see you liked it, and that's good. It's a good way to get past the receptionist, though. If you phone up a company and you're getting screened, because he used to do that as well. Maybe he got fired. Maybe he's not in the business anymore. I don't know. But he used to phone up, and the gatekeeper would say, "Why are you calling?" He said, "Hey, is Fred in?" So, yes, who is it? Yeah, we said, my name's Jim Johnson, or whatever his name was. Why are you calling? Tell him it's regarding his American Express account. And they used to put him through every time because they didn't want to mess with it. I mean, I guess it was partly true. But anyway, let's see. Do we have any more scripts? If not, I'm going to kind of go through some examples of the 3 reasons that people call you back and elaborate on that. But I mean, if anybody has anything to say, go ahead and say it. Be happy to read it out. All right. Well, I'll start on this, and if any pops up, I'll come back to read out your scripts and your thoughts. I don't know if you guys can see the screen up, but we're going to march on regardless. There's not much I can do if you can't. Anyway, let's go back through the PowerPoint, which you might not be able to see anyway. for the 3 reasons that prospects call you back. Firstly, we discussed curiosity. I think we've covered a couple of scripts on that already. So curiosity, the one where you hang up halfway through. Make sure you leave your number first, though, it's a waste of time. I suppose if they got a call already, they'll call you back. But anyway, the one where you hang up halfway through, and my curiosity script, which is I've got a question that only you can answer. 2 good examples of curiosity. How about greed? Have any of you guys got something you can give away that doesn't cost you an arm and a leg, that you can bribe them with, basically, to call you back? Now, some industries you can't do that. I mean, some heavily regulated industries, but most of us can. So, any thoughts on that? I mean, you could be like the timeshare guys and give them a, voucher for a restaurant. I don't really think that's necessary, though, personally. But thoughts on that, please? Anyone? Jamie's going to give him a free credit card. Free Amex. Oh, all right. Well, you're going to give them cash advances against future credit card sales. Well, I think that's an incentive. It's money. Yeah. Why not? How would you phrase that then, Jamie? A message. I'll put you on the spot. Give me your thoughts on that. We ask them if they had any need for cash, remodeling, etc. Okay, how much cash do you give them? Looking to buy a new car, looking to buy a new house. I mean, you give them that much. Okay. How does that work? Ask if they can't get money from their bank. Okay. Well, they can take money out against the credit card, you mean? They could basically get a cash advance, no? Oh. Okay. Yeah, think how you'd word that in a voicemail. Oh, okay. I get you. I see what you mean. It's an advantage of the card, basically, in that they can draw money against it. Yeah, is that right? Okay. Is that quite common? No, not really. Okay. I know some. I did actually. I think it was Bank of America were doing a deal where if you got a credit card with them, they actually put money in your account. I saw recently. You get like $50 or something credited your account. I guess if you did something like that, depends. If it's very common though, it's not really going to have a lot of effect. What I would be inclined to do for most of you, and I'll give you an example here with the greed one. A good friend of mine actually who's successful in real estate, which is kind of unusual out here in Phoenix at the moment, has been doing well for years because what he does is he advertises in the classifieds and the papers, and he also leaves voicemails for sale by owners, particularly if you can't talk to them, where he offers them a free report. And he had these reports made up by this company. I forgot what they're called now, but they were out in Virginia somewhere. But the company specialized in making these free reports for the mortgage industry, and for real estate. And it was and for new home sales too. And it was basically, I think it was the Gooder Group. I don't know if they're still around. Gooder, Gooder. But they specialize in the current real estate enchilada. But basically what it was they'd print up a free report, and it would be the top 10 biggest mistakes that homeowners make when they're trying to sell their home, and the top 10 most expensive mistakes that people make when they're getting a mortgage. Now, if you leave a voicemail with something like that, and you adapt it to your own industry, then if they're in the market to do that, there's a good chance they'll call you for the free report. And in a way, what it does, it qualifies them, makes them put their hand up and say, hey, me, I want to sell my house, that's why I want the free report. So you can adapt that to whatever industry you're in. I mean, Jamie, for example, with credit card processing could say the top 10 most expensive mistakes that companies make when choosing a credit card processing company. Call now for your free report, no obligation. And even if you said send me an email for a free report, at least again you've identified people that really are that proverbial starving crowd. So that's kind of useful. So anyway. So that's pretty what I do with the greed. I mean, it doesn't cost you anything to print up a free report. Anybody have any thoughts on that? I know you're all in different businesses over here. Hey, Bill. Bill's just sent over a little script here. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate it. Hi, my name is Bill Hodge. I work for ABC Co. My phone number is blah blah blah. I want you to call to introduce myself to see if you would like to take 90 seconds. Well, wait a minute, I've lost the bottom of your... Maybe you haven't finished typing it yet. Let's see. Did you mean to leave that off there, or is it more coming over? Hang on a sec, Bill. These chat boxes are really fickle. Okay, got it. Hi, my name is Bill Hodge. I work for ABC Company. My phone number is blah, blah, blah. I want you to call to introduce myself to you and see if I can take 90 seconds to show you to see what you do and if what we do could be a good match. Okay, that's fine. I mean, the thing with all these scripts is really you just got to keep testing them and see what works. Keep notes on who calls you back off of what message. Split test, basically. All right. Thank you, Bill. And Jamie, you're getting into gear here, Jamie. Let's see. I think working off greed is better than saving money for the client. It sounds more appealing and clients can wrap their heads around it. Yeah, I think you're right. I think they're more motivated by what they can buy than what they can save. Yeah, totally. I think it works the reverse though with kind of fear and pleasure. They're scared of if you're going to try and really kind of strike a nerve, you almost have to scare them. The people are scared of losing what they got more than they are making more. That makes sense as well. Okay, Bill says he keeps cutting me off after so many letters. Yeah, it's like Twitter. No, I'm sorry, Bill. I don't know what to do about that. If you want to, I can. Who wants to be unmiked? I can probably unmic you, or you can just talk if you like. As long as you don't all talk at once. Let's try that and see if we can get some conversation going here.
You are now unmuted.
Okay, is anybody able to speak? Say,
can you hear me?
I certainly can, yeah. Who am I talking to?
Yeah, I'm here. It's Jamie.
Oh, hi, Jamie. How are you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Good, yeah, fine, thank you. What are your thoughts? Tell me your thoughts.
Talking to Bill or me?
I had to put you on the spot. What scripts did you like? Which did you not like?
I was wondering the same thing.
What do you like to use, do you think?
It depends. I think it all depends on what service or product you're going after. I mean, the greed thing works with, like for us, with any type of financial instrument like the cash advance, where you're going to be offering a loan type product to them. So it's more of a greed thing. Like, hey, I'm a small to middle sized merchant. I really can't get bank financing from a bank because they don't really have the collateral yet or their credit, and so it's greed. Whereas the curiosity, I think, is more of a in general type. That encompasses everything.
Yeah, I think you're right actually, because certain industries are definitely going to do better with certain reasons for calling you back. I mean, for example, just thinking, if I was a plumber, what would I offer for greed? A free toilet? I mean, I don't think you can offer much actually, but maybe curiosity or something, or maybe the referral, I think, is for a service like that. is more important. You're quite right. That's a very good point, actually. It depends
You
on
offer
what you're
one
offering.
free emergency service.
That's true, or a no call-out fee the first time you come out to you or something. Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, you could be creative in that, but some businesses are businesses that build up from referrals. I think anything to do with repairs at your home is more of a referral deal. You know, people want to use other people that their friends have used. You know, because they're all scared of being ripped off. It's a little bit different with kind of what you're doing because. Would hope it's a more regulated business where they can, hopefully, I think it won't get scammed too much by people. I guess they still do, but I think that's a very good point. So, how long have you been in the credit card processing business?
About eight years.
Oh, okay, quite well. You're a veteran then, all right.
I don't feel like it.
I feel like I'm starting again every day. So do you use voicemail much, or is it just something that you just don't bother? A lot of people don't bother now. They just hang up when they get voicemail, which I think is a mistake, actually.
It depends. It depends on who I'm calling and how I got to them.
Right.
If I'm able to, what I like to do is I try to work my way up through the GM or get referred from a higher up, not just the receptionist or whatnot. And then I won't ask for the owner or anything. A lot of times I'll go to the gatekeeper and I'll ask for a different department or through something like that. And then I'll say who would basically I'll get to that person and say, hey, who would I speak to regarding such and such? And they'll say, oh, you need to speak with this person. And then I'll go back to talk to the receptionist and say, hey, I'll just say go back to the owner. I'll leave a voicemail saying, hey, I was referred to you by such and such. That's helped. That's really worked for me.
No, that's a good way of doing it. I'd like to ask for human resources because human resources is usually nice and friendly. The gatekeepers don't care because they think you're looking for a job. It's not the poor schmuck looking for a job, and they just put you through. They don't want to deal with you. The human resources are the friendliest people in the company usually. They'll tell you anything you like if you ask them, if you're nice to them. So yeah, that's a good idea. Accounts receivable works quite well too. They think you want to pay your bill and they put you through. Then you just make up an excuse and just go, oh, I'm sorry, I came through the wrong extension. I was looking for, whoever handles processing of credit cards over there. Actually, it might be accounts receivable, but probably is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, well, no, I appreciate you being on this call tonight, and I hope we've picked up some good ideas. You had some good ideas in there, and I appreciate you contributing.
Thank you for the call.
Oh, you're welcome. Anybody else dare to speak over there?
Hi, Gary. This is Sandy.
Hi, Sandy.
A lot of times. Right.
I know who you are. I've seen your emails. So what do you think? Any thoughts? Any scripts particularly that you liked, or any ideas that you have?
Well, Gary, I was just wondering if I could, actually get an opinion actually from either you or somebody else on the call. I was wondering if it would make a difference in script with geography.
How do you mean? Do you mean culturally or do you mean
yes, I mean countries. So, ideally, I was wondering if the same script would work in the U.S. and in the U.K., or would I need different scripts for the U.S. and a different script for the U.K.?
I'm English and I work in the States, and I haven't found a noticeable difference. The only thing is that the Americans are less formal. The English are a bit more formal. I mean, you'd know that dealing with them, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure that I would go and use their first name in England straight off the bat, but I certainly would in the States because they're just a little bit more informal, a little bit friendlier when you call up. Not always, but I'm generalizing, of course. But I don't think you need a different script, though. I mean, there's not a lot of difference in perception or really in culture. Not enough to change the script. Does anybody else have any thoughts on that?
A lot of times, I'll use Sorry to interrupt. A lot of times I'll use a different.
Also, Gary, I liked your script of leaving a voicemail.
Oh, good. Thank you. I'm sorry.
And answering and having an opinion on basically whether one script works in different geographical locations, I think the psychology of humans is pretty much the same anywhere in the world. I mean, you might have some little subcultural differences, kind of like Gary was speaking about, but you're going to get down to the bottom primitive, needs and wants that people have, which is, the curiosity, greed, and whatnot.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think basic human emotions are the same wherever you go. Yeah, there's slight cultural differences and differences in etiquette, but they're minimal. I mean, really, yeah. I mean, nobody, even though the English are more formal, no one's going to be that offended if you use their first name. They're just not used to it, really. Well, they weren't when I was there. Maybe now they are. We've all become Americanized and we all eat McDonald's now, so yeah. The whole world's gone American. So yeah, I'm sure that makes a difference too. Actually, I mean, joking, but it's true. I think because of American influence, it's been a great leveler across most of the Western markets. Pretty much all of them, really. I think they're all much the same now. Might come across real cultural differences if you went to the Far East, but even now, I'm not so sure you would. So anyway. No, it's a good question, Sandy. I appreciate that. Thank you for being on the call, too. Thanks for your scripts, too. So I'd like to thank George, but he's not there. But no, you're quite welcome. So does anybody else have any comments or questions? Have I missed anything at all?
I found getting past gatekeepers takes several different strategies. I'll start the gatekeepers off first off with a little more of a professional. Hi, Bob Gateman, please. If that doesn't work, the next time I'll call, I'll use a more casual approach to where I'll just say, yeah, is Bob around?
That's good. No,
almost make it sound like a friend.
Too. Yeah, no, I think that's the way to go, actually. If you ask for them as if you're too respectful, then it makes it sound like you're a salesperson. Also, if you sound like you're too hyped up when you call, you sound salesy too. Yeah, no, I think it's a good point, actually. I like to go into, it depends on the account, if it's worthwhile. If it's a fairly big account, what I do is I go into their voicemail system the night before, and I'll check and see how the person that I want pronounces his name. I mean, very simply, if he's listed in my leads database as Robert, but everybody in the office calls him Bob, then you've got to ask for Bob, or they're going to know that you're a salesperson. So you want to check out the little things like that too. Gatekeepers, though, the easiest way to get around them is to avoid them. I know I'm probably preaching to the choir here, but I like to call half an hour before the office opens and half an hour after it closes, because the gatekeepers are gone. And the boss is usually there because they're, usually they're harder working than the employees are. Not always, but usually. There are some.
The only time you can ever get a hold of life insurance people, that's for sure.
What's that?
I said it's the only time you can ever get a hold of life insurance people.
Yeah, probably so.
First thing in the morning, last thing in the night.
So
I've even gone far.
That's what you do.
I've even gone far as to having the secretary answer the phone call, and I'll start them off with, I'm going to ask you a really, really stupid question. And they'll laugh every time. And I'll go, no, I'm telling you, it's really stupid. And they'll, obviously just laugh. And I'll just say, is Bob in and not on like 15 phone calls? It's amazing how often they'll go, oh, as a matter of fact, he's sitting right here, when they've screened me 40 times before that. And it's just amazing how many times I've used that. And it's just one of those things where I've gone through every trick in the book, and finally I'll just break down and use that. And go, oh, no, as a matter of fact, he's sitting right here.
All right. Okay.
Meantime,
Well, that's a good tip.
I'm high-fiving myself, you know. I'm like, gotta move forward.
Try not to look too excited. Yeah, that's right. I'll sound too excited. No, that's very good. Okay. I appreciate you sharing that with us. Anybody else have any comments before we wrap up?
Gary, this is Tim Lake up in New Hampshire.
Oh, hi there.
I had a quick question. Sometimes when I'm calling and leaving a voicemail message, I just want to make sure they have enough information and it gets cut off because there's way too much information.
I find that happened to me too. Yeah.
What would be the best type of message to leave that's short enough but gives enough information for them to want to call back?
What are you basically selling?
I'm a district sales coordinator for Aflac.
Oh, you're that. Okay, all right. Let's think. If I'm
talking with a HR or owner of a business, and we're discussing an enrollment period of time, and I give them their information because they were too busy the first time to give them what their rates would be and how to, when's the best time to come in to meet with their employees. I call them on the phone to leave them a message. Sometimes all that information is just too much, but I want to make sure they have it. What would probably be the best way to kind of give little bits and pieces, but enough that they'd be enticed to call me right back?
Hit the high points, really. The high points would be with Aflac. I mean, as I see it, you feel free to disagree because you know your business, but I would say saving money on payroll taxes is a high point, isn't it? I would say providing a high-quality benefit package to help retain your best employees that doesn't cost you a dime is a benefit, a positive.
Right.
I'd leave them 2 or 3 benefits and then just say, hey, to get the rest of the scoop, just give me a call and see if that does it. I wouldn't clog up the voicemail too much because, as I can't remember who said it now, but I think was it Jamie or was it Bob earlier said that basically they get, I think it was Bob actually said they get to the time they get the message they get bored and they might delete it. I think you've got to kind of grab them quick. I don't think you want to overdo it. I mean, I've been guilty of that too, and I've had the voicemail systems chop me off. I would just, I'd hit with a couple of high points, just a couple of quick benefits that you can reel off, and then make sure you get your number in the beginning of the message, which I think was a good tip actually that we had earlier, and at the end as well. From my point of view,
putting just saying here, this is my number. Give me a call back. At your earliest convenience, so I can show you how you can offer great benefits to your employees and be a hero, but you don't pay a dime for them.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, no, I think so. I think, hi, it's Gary with Aflac. If you're looking to save money on your payroll taxes, and who wouldn't be, you can even say that, and provide a great benefit package for your employees so you can retain the best ones. If that's of interest to you, give me a call and I'll give you the details, kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, that could work. I don't know. You have to, as with everything, you've got to experiment, but that's probably what I'd try first.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you offer any kind of review of their healthcare kind of benefit programs?
I'm sorry, do we what?
I mean, I know it's supplemental, but is there any way you could kind of do a review of their benefits that they're paying out for, and review them and show them areas where they're, maybe they could save money as well?
Yeah, we're actually just learning more about that right now.
That'd be a good way to go. I mean, if you could offer a free review of their healthcare benefit package, if we can save you money or make it more effective for you, we'd be happy to come down and review it for free. Maybe that's a good way. I don't know.
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah. So anyway,
all right. Well, thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for being on the call. I appreciate it. So, We got anybody else that wants to ask a question?
I think the shorter the email, the better. Introduce yourself, get your number, get the most important detail immediately, and just cut it out from there. Therefore, you're creating curiosity, and they want to call you back.
Yeah, you don't want to die bored and listen to your message. You're right.
Yeah, you don't want to bother them to death with, the long extended email that ends up getting cut off. Then you got to feel like you got to call them back. That's one of the worst things you can do.
Yeah,
introduce
I think
yourself, leave your number immediately, and give them the details. And I appreciate calling me back as soon as possible, and I'll go over all the details with you.
I think it's like a movie preview, isn't it? I mean, they don't show you the boring bits. It's like 30 seconds that's really amazing. So think like that and think, I'm going to do a quick, like a movie preview, hit the high spots, the things that really excite them, and see if they'll call me back on that. I mean, that's a good way to go, I think. So anyway, any more questions here? Let's see. Still got quite a few people on here too. I'm going to wrap this up in a minute because it's been an hour. I don't want to bore you guys to death either. But I'm going to leave you with a quick offer here because I have to pay the bills and feed the kids. So, for those of you that are interested...
One last question. Has anybody ever noticed that Friday is the best day to get a hold of hard people to get a hold of?
Actually, you're quite right. There's no real bad time. I mean, I like to call on bank holidays because you'll find even though you go, oh, these companies are closed, quite often the boss is there. Weekends are good too. I have no compunction about calling at funny times. I mean, you don't call at midnight or something, obviously. That would just tick them off. But no, you're right. I mean, I know people that say, oh, I won't call on Monday morning. They just got into work. I won't call Friday afternoon. Well, you just lost 20% of the week. It's like you've lost like a whole day. That's really stupid. I mean, you just keep going. And as I say, even late in the day is a good time. Just slightly out after hours is good. No, that's a good point. You're right.
I've just noticed I've gotten a hold of people that I've been calling for months upon months.
Yeah. Try bank holidays. Yeah, try bank holidays too.
And they'll answer, later on at night, or first thing in the morning.
Well, the biggest...
I've reached a great amount of people that are extremely hard to get a hold of on Friday, and I think most of that becomes because that's, payroll day. They're there, taking care of things.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, that's true as well. No, absolutely. You'll find that after hours, the biggest problem really with setting appointments and getting callbacks really is the gatekeeper. I mean, these guys just, the gatekeeper and voicemail are your biggest challenges, I think. Because most people, once you actually get in front of them and you actually get to have a proper conversation with them, are fairly reasonable. And if you've got something that really is going to, help their business, save them money, make them money, it's not a frivolous expense, then you've got a really good chance. But it's just those pesky gatekeepers and the like, on the voicemail. So,
let me ask you this: do you go into detail on to what company you're even calling for? Because I've found best that not leaving the company name and just leaving them curious actually works out best for me.
No, you see, no, I don't actually. I don't use the company name. I do work for Tony Robbins, as you probably know, but I never mention his name because not with the receptionist, the gatekeeper, because they'll just scream me out. So I'd call up and I'd always say, I still do it. This is Gary with Coles Hill and Associates, and they put me through 9 times out of 10 because they think I'm a lawyer or something. I mean, it's true. They're scared to even mess with you. And then when you get the prospect on the line, you have to be upfront because you don't want to be deceptive to the the person you're trying to do business with is not a great way to start a business relationship. But with a receptionist, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you just go, hey, Gary.
I was just speaking personally about the voicemail and the number of calls getting back. I've found that I've gotten more calls back by not even mentioning what company I work for or why I'm even calling. I'll just leave a really short, detailed message, and I get more calls by not saying what company I'm from.
Yeah,
just
there's a
really out of
psychology to that, I
curiosity.
think. Well, I think there's a psychology to that too. If you're a well-known company, like we were just talking about Aflac, I mean, they'll prejudge you based on that, and even if they don't really know what they do, oh yeah, I know Aflac is, I'm not calling those guys back, or I know what, Tony Robbins is, not calling those guys back. What you try and do with any prospects, I mean, again, I know it's preaching to the choir here, but you have to decide what it is that keeps them awake at night, what makes them wake up at 3 in the morning in a cold sweat. What's the most important thing to them? And you hit on that. I mean, for me, it was always sales managers. There's one thing they're interested in. That's increasing sales. I mean, that's what you got to hit on. You kind of, and, for whatever business or type of person you're calling, there's always one single thing. And you want to hit on that in the message. You really do. And that's, probably one of the best ways to get them to call you back. What is actually on their mind? What really bothers them? What's in it for them? Basically, that's what it is. Zig Ziglar said that everyone's tuned into radio WWIFM. What's in it for me? And that's true. Everybody's the same. Again, psychology-wise, the benefits are more important than basically the company name. People make a mistake of saying, hey, oh yeah, I'm with this company and we're this and we got branches all over the world and we don't have any debt and we got all this and that. They don't care. All I care about is
that's one of the worst mistakes you can make that's one of the worst mistakes you can make is hoot and holler about your company. The first thing you should talk about is how you can help their company.
Exactly. How I can help you. What's in it? Yeah, exactly. You're exactly right. So it's not, bragging about the company, how wonderful it is. I mean, it's good if the company's stable, but that's going to come up later. At the moment, it's like, what's in it for me? What can you do for me? Why am I talking to you? So,
well, it's all about, leading the person to the path of self-discovery.
Yeah.
Let them discover on their own how important what we do is. What I've found that's been working lately with gatekeepers is they'll ask me what company I'm working for, and I'll just simply tell them, well, I haven't met them officially. I just wanted to call to introduce myself to them and to see if what we do might be a match and just see if you might be courageous enough to spend 90 seconds with a complete stranger. And I'm absolutely amazed on how many guys that I've called 15 times over the last month and a half, how many times they'll get on the phone and go, hello. Like, hey, I'm the guy that's been bugging you for the last month and a half.
They want to show how brave they are, you see, that's why. Absolutely. No, you're right. And I think, again, you see, you've, knowingly or unknowingly, you've hit on psychology again, because one of the fears that a lot of prospects have is that you're gonna come to their office and camp out, and you're gonna be there hours. I mean, I remember having this nightmare visit with a vacuum salesman once when I was at my parents' house, and my dad had to actually chuck the guy out. You couldn't get rid of him. That's what they're scared of. I mean, I hope none of you do that, but I think that's kind of died out, really, that kind of practice. But there's still that fear there. I get this salesman in the office, I won't be able to get rid of the guy. You say 90 seconds, or even, it's only going to take 10, 15 minutes, and then I promise I'll leave, or you can make up your own mind or whatever. That is disarming them. Maybe it's just us older guys that are worried about that. I don't know. Maybe younger people don't worry about certain vacuum salesmen camping out in the lounge.
Yeah, well, once you get them to say 90 seconds, you pretty much got 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
the guy goes,
they're not going to grab you by the scalp.
Unless they go, all right, you got 90 seconds, go. then you know you got to go, oh, well, I better get this in 90 seconds. And then the guy go, what? Your 90 seconds is over. Sorry. And you're like, ah.
It's like the car dealers. I mean, they're not all like it, but I mean, we deal with car dealerships, from the training point of view, and they'll say to you, all right, you got 2 minutes. You got to be prepared to do it quick too. I mean, I say they're kind of dying out like that now. They're a different breed now with the dealerships. They're much more agreeable than they used to be.
They certainly aren't what they used to be, that's for sure.
Well, that's probably a good thing, though. I think we'll all agree on that one. It's a much more civilized experience now than it used to be. It used to be a nightmare going to a dealership and getting the crap kicked out of you when you look at cars. Now it's almost pleasant. They're beautiful. They're like these kind of nice airport terminals now, a lot of them. So anyway, I'm going to put my offer up here. I'm going to let you all go and have your dinner. As usual, we have a special offer. I'm going to run through this very quick. For those of you who probably can't see the screen, we seem to have problems with that today. Today's offer is normally a personal coaching session with me is $199. I think you probably already know that. But today, only just for the people on this call, because you help me out here and give me some good ideas I can use later too. I'm going to offer you a package of 3 coaching sessions for only $99. That's like a $500 saving, and it's good till, I was going to keep it open just till 7 o'clock this evening, so it's a one-off that won't be offered to anybody else. If anybody wants to take advantage of it, you can call me, 888-894-2929. You can email me at gary@phonesalesguru.com, or you can go to the link and register. If you can't see it on the screen, which we've been having trouble with all evening, the link is succeedinsales.net/coach3, the number 3. Succeedinsales.net/coach3. So anyone wants to take advantage of that, it's a good saving. That's today's offer. Now, if anybody else has any comments or anything else they'd like to say before we wrap up, be happy to discuss anything else. If not, I've got the email addresses, hopefully, and if this recording hopefully comes out, I will shoot it over to all of you. And, go forth and prosper, hopefully. Hopefully some of these ideas work for you. So I'm hoping the recording will come out, but if any of you had any questions, give me a call. You know the name, you know the number, 888-894-2929. And thank you for all your input. You've been great, actually. I was a little bit worried I'd be talking to myself, but you've all been real cool and had some great ideas and really made it a lively session. So appreciate it. Thank you very much, everyone. And stay any questions or anything, give me a call. I'm going to do one quick last check of this chat box here. And then I'll be on my way. Yep.
Do me a favor, Eric, and tell Eric that Bill Hodge impressed you. He'll know who you're talking about.
Eric?
Do me a favor.
Eric Swanson?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Eric called me and told me to listen to it. So.
Good. I'm glad you liked it. Thank you you were a last-minute one. Then you didn't get that invite till about 20 minutes before, did you?
Yeah, he called me and he was like, "Hey, I want you to check something out." And I'm like, "All right, cool."
Good. I'm glad you liked it. Anyway, thanks for being on here. I appreciate it. And thank you, everyone. And maybe we'll do this again on a different topic soon if you think it worked out well. It's always interesting to pick up ideas from you guys too. So thank you, everyone, and have a good night.
Take it easy, Gary.
All right, thank you. Bye then. Bye.
Bye.